Test. There we go. All right.
You gave Sam and I, a couple of other people each a lot.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming in tonight. Looking out here, I guess everybody's getting ready for the holidays, so we don't have too many people here tonight. We got probably about 12, 14 people here. So it's going to be a quiet night.
Makes me glad I came.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cold night too. I mean, this is probably the coldest night it's been in December so far, and well, next week's supposed to be in the 50s.
December's a busy month.
Yeah. And being this close to Christmas, everybody's probably trying to get their projects done too. So, news-wise, I don't have anything updated on anything like that, but as you can see, I've got on the screen right now, next year's demonstrators is all open. So we're looking for anybody who wants to see do a demonstration or see a demonstration, or maybe look for certain demonstrations they haven't seen before. So.
I'd like to see an emerging bowl or a bob bowl.
A what?
Bob bowl.
Bob bowl?
Bowl from board.
A bowl from a board? I thought you just wanted Bob to make a bowl.
I can do that. No problem.
It's been a while since we had that one. I think that's one of the ones that we used to have up for a picture for the longest time, was Jerry turning a bowl at the old Carpenter's local. So, that's a four-corner bowl that takes the fingers off if you get too close to it. So let me mark that down so we'll see if anybody would be interested in doing it.
Square bowl or a bob bowl?
Square bowl.
Got a lot of spots open, and I assume we're going to give away a gift again in May, if we remember in May, for those who demonstrated.
Yeah.
Pretty good gifts this year.
Yeah, I gave out like $100 for. Yeah, $100. We gave away a two AAWs. Yeah. So, it's worth doing a demonstration. So. We'll figure out what we can do for January. That's our next biggest one. If anybody has any ideas, let's see if we can.
In May, things were open down last year. A couple
No.
months after.
Isn't 22 or 24 the voting? Isn't this a 2-year for the vote for officers?
Yeah.
Coming up next year? Okay. And when that's usually around May time also, isn't it?
In May as well.
All right. So that's coming up next year. Officers, if anybody wants to apply for a spot.
Dues are coming up.
Yep. Dues. What do they usually do?
Crowbar,
End of the year?
they stayed the same next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, no increase, so.
We really haven't been spending much money. One big high-powered demonstrator wiped us out, and we pay them for 2 days and all their travel expenses and board,
Yeah.
SMA boards, and that's happened in the past.
So John spent about, what, 80-some dollars?
87.
I spent about 250 on raffle stuff, so we've got a little bit in the bank now. I mean, as far as raffle prizes, so. And everything seems to be on sale, so I've been hitting them pretty good.
Yep. That'll go into next year pretty far.
If you get Peachtree stuff, they have some pretty good ads when they send it out, so sign up for their emails. It's Peachtree Woodworking,
Peachtree City,
Peachtree City.
I'm pretty sure it is.
If you Google Peachtree, you'll probably find
I
them.
think it's PT Woodward.
Peachtree.
PT?
USA.
Peachtree Woodworking Supply.
That's it. I knew there was another word, but I goes there.
So. Maybe we'll see if we can get some online demonstrators too, because I don't know how much they charge for all that.
About $300, I think it is.
Yeah.
For a couple of hours,
Yeah.
and they want to have a question and answer thing, and I thought, just demonstrate for 2 hours, But I know people like to ask questions.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, doesn't look like we have any new folks tonight. Get somebody falling asleep back there.
No, I was
Hi.
actually looking up, the website is
Okay,
P, and then the word tree, USA.
okay.
So if that's what you're getting at, you were right.
So I know I drone on. I'm not that bad though. My train of thought went off somewhere. Anybody have anything to bring up or address? No?
We online?
Huh?
Are we online?
We're online, but the only audio is coming from my microphone. I can mute it real quick.
The rent's due next month. $468 will get us all year. So
All right.
that's, as far as my knowledge, nobody said anything about.
Yeah, I haven't been approached about any going up or anything
Is
like
there
that.
gonna be a turning Saturday coming up this year, or next year, I mean, or?
I haven't heard anything
It's
yet.
gonna go, Bloomington's gonna have it.
I was gonna ask if we were gonna talk about it.
No, kind of early.
We were kind of planning to, because we didn't know if they were or not. And somebody said they were might have something in the spring. Well, I don't know if that fell through or not. So I don't know.
I haven't heard anything out of anybody, so.
No, I haven't heard anything from anybody.
Waiting so long to say they're not doing it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And they should get the date out early.
Get out there and we can get everybody lined up. So. All right. Anybody have anything else? No? Well, we'll go through the show and tell stuff tonight. Chuck, if you want to go first?
The hollow turnings, these are some of the more recent ones I've done with inside-outside turnings. I found that in the gifts I give away, people like them more so to be able to stand up than they do hang on anything. But I still do some of these. Got about 40 of these to give away yet for Christmas, so.
How do you get on your Christmas list?
What kind of wood is that?
I gotta think for a second.
Purple
Yeah, it's
Heart.
Purple Heart. In fact, yeah, I got a block of it from CU Wood Shop, about 36 inches long. And so I got about, altogether, I got about 10 of these out of it. Not that many, I got 8 out of it. In any case, another thing I've learned when I did the demo and inside-outside turning, I was showing you a jig I'd used, etc. I now find that I use 2 chucks, and I glue it up the first time, put it in 2 chucks, and then I start cutting other stuff and do other things. And for both gluings, I don't even clamp anything now. I
It's
just
the way
use-
I did mine.
It's the way you did
Yeah,
yours? I used to use 2
so,
chucks.
after I learned what you did, then I used the 2 chucks.
Yeah, and it really works well. You have to wait for a couple hours if you're going to, well, no, I don't even wait. I glue it up, put it in 2 chucks, and go ahead and turn it. Time I get it turned and sanded and everything, I can pull it out and split it open and turn it around and glue it up again. So I don't use any clamps at this point.
Do you use paper between?
No. I don't glue. I only glue the last one, but I don't glue it because the chucks hold it.
Right.
So
Yeah, I used tape.
you,
I tape-
well, I tape them too.
I taped them together,
I
used the
tape them
chucks to hold.
together
That's what I do.
and then put them in chucks, and then I don't glue it. And that saves a lot of time. Well, and also messing with it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have to use 8 clamps, and it gets really, really tricky. The other thing I'm doing is I'm trying to learn better how to use the Carter system. And so I have, as you can see, this is a choice piece of cherry that I got from a neighbor's tree. And it's very heavy. And if you don't cut it thin, it's still heavy. So if you check it out, you'll find out it's pretty heavy. I've left all of these on because my plan is to put it back into the lathe after I learn how to use this Carter system better and don't get as much rattle. I just get so much rattle and I'm nervous with that rattle about jamming it in there and et cetera.
What are you using for a cutter?
Just the Carter tools.
It has.
The teardrop thing?
No,
It's like the 3/16 square cutter, but it's rounded.
but it's
It's
round,
half rounded,
yeah.
I think I got a picture of that.
yeah.
And the same thing with this. So I've left all this on so I can put it back into a chuck, and after I figure this out, I'll be able to, like, this is another a piece of cherry that came from the same tree as that. So then I tried it in an old piece of oak, and
I like that.
anyway, it doesn't look like oak, but it really is. And it was pretty messed up at the bottom and pretty soft, but CA really, I just soaked it in it, and then it really made it plenty. I was worried about whether it'd be strong enough to really hold it, but it just really hardened the whole base.
What chuck do you have for the first hollow form you showed?
Veermac. I think it's Veermac.
Okay.
It's
I
all
just
straight.
wondering the size of the jaws.
Oh, I have like 4 or 5 different sets of jaws that go in the
Right.
Veermac.
Is it a Burmac or is it?
Veermac, yeah.
Or Vicmark?
I'm sorry.
Bitmark.
It's a Vitmark.
That's what I use.
It's a Vitmark. And this is a piece of, I gotta make sure I got this
Here.
right. This is a piece of cedar I got here last month, 2 months ago, in the draw. So I thought, so I got about 4 little bowls like this out of it, I'd bring one of them. And I'm also nervous about getting like something like cedar really thin, but I didn't get any cracks in all of these. So, and it's not real thick, but I'd like to have it thinner than that, so I'm gonna be a little braver in the future. Anyway, John has given me a source, and I really want to take advantage of in terms of tricks on how you clean the inside and how you cut it more clearly everything from tilt of the tool to other things. But that's what I'm working on now, is how do you do something like this? I've got a pretty big hole in there, but this is really heavy. I mean, it's got to be like 3/4 of an inch down here. And I want to learn how to take that out without too much chatter. And
That's really a nice piece, I like
so,
that.
anyway, that's my story. Hi. Dwight Crane here. This started out life as a piece of mulberry burl. It was, you can see it was a rather weird shape. So I took it to the planer and planed a flat spot on the bottom, screwed a small faceplate to it, and then started shaping it. And then when I got to about right here, got it all nice and smooth on the inside, and then there's a balloon in here. The balloon helps support the epoxy that I put on it. And the epoxy was put on probably in a dozen different applications. I put it on and would leave it, it almost looked like the surface of the moon. It had little craters in it. Then later I could come back and fill with other little pieces, different colors, fill it in the craters, and then I would smooth it down and fill in any more craters. So if you look at it, almost every different color is a separate application. And then, of course, I left it the top real tiny, so you can't get your finger in there and see how rough it is. All you can do is, but if you look in there just right, you can see a red balloon in there. But that's many, many hours finishing this puppy off.
What'd you finish it with?
What?
What'd you finish it with?
It's a high-gloss polyurethane.
Okay. Looks nice.
Wow.
Yes, it does.
How many coats?
20 goats.
Probably a half a dozen at least.
Yeah. Did you sand it to like 1,000 or
No,
2,000?
I don't think I ever sanded anything more than 320.
Okay.
And I don't know, almost all my scratch marks are gone within, but because I sand it forward and backwards, but I sanded one or two things with, I don't know, up to 1,000 or 2,000, and they don't look a bit better than 320 if you reverse sand it. That takes away almost anything your eyeball can see.
Right. Looks nice.
Very nice.
I don't know what I would do with something.
John Prager from Decatur. This is my hollow form with a holiday theme, so cheated a little bit. And this is olive wood. Scott gave me a olive wood log, and it's really awesome. I started out finishing this with Danish oil. Didn't work out very well, wouldn't dry. Talked to Sam, talked about a heat gun or hair dryer. Read in a forum to wipe it down with mineral spirits. I did both, and it finally did dry. So then I sprayed it with lacquer. I admitted defeat. So, but really a nice piece of wood. Really like the wood. Had a lot of checking in it, and I filled that with brown CA glue, and turned out okay.
Very nice.
Bob Griffin from Decatur. This is a study of 3D printing, both of them. Anyway, this piece was an old piece when I first bought the book from Malcolm Tibbetts. And he has an article in there about making portholes. These are what he calls portholes, and the reason there's not anything in them, I can't decide what to put in them yet. The other piece I made, there's a guy, a glass blower over in Monticello. I bought some, they look like Cochons, and I bought some of those to put in that piece. But this piece, I'm still trying to decide what to do with it. But anyway, top down, 3D printed a bunch of roses, went to Hobby Lobby and bought the roses from them. I scavenged the stems, and then I glued the 3D printed roses on top. In the file, it's got the rose, and then it's got the stem part. So I just used about that much of it, super glue them all together. So the wife likes it. Okay, this piece, like I said, I did a long time ago. The bottom half, just to prove out the form, because Tibbetts made one like this, and then he made another one that looks a little bit different, with the portholes mounted further up on the piece. So that's what I wanted to do. This is a study in reactive paint. And this is the blue tinted style paint. This is crackle paint. And this is a study in molding putty. You put it on real thick, and then you make some sort of forms with it. And then you take a sander and sand it down. And then it's got 3 or 4 coats of different color of metallic metal paint. And then you finish it up with this blue stuff, sand it down again, and that's the way it looks. So it turned out okay. I think I'm going to go back and redo the crackling stuff as soon as I figure out what I'm going to put in here. So this other piece has got sort of a Christmassy theme. Again on this is a different kind of filament, plastic, 3D printed, same kind of rose, same kind of situation. I stole the roses from Hobby Lobby, cut them off, re-glued everything. And then I went back and bought all these flowers and put in there because they had a nice sale going, so I took advantage of that. This piece here it's older than this one. I don't know if I ever brought this to the club for show and tell. I can't remember if I did or not. But it's a study in this type of form, and I had a lot of fun doing that. That's one of my first segmented pieces, so turned out okay, I guess. Okay, that's it. Good. Thank you.
I'm not showing anything as much as I'm asking a question. Put in here, and I had a bunch of bark and hairy crud down in here. So I got my power carver out and went to work. Is that something that's allowed, really, or is there rules on that?
Absolutely.
Huh?
Absolutely.
Oh,
I've done it on board too.
as long as you don't cut your fingers off, it's good.
Mike, can you tell us about that? You got any comment?
Was that yours or is that someone else's?
What, that?
Yeah,
That's mine.
that's yours.
Who's got the little one in the back?
Steve?
Yeah, rolling pin from Maple and Cherry. Nothing fancy, but sold. It's going out tomorrow. Customer had sent me a little file of their initials with the heart on it for her significant other. So that got put into the end. And believe it or not, John, I had to hollow this little piece out right here so I could stick my tendon in there and glue my handles on.
Beautiful.
You put any finish on that?
Just Yorkshire grit.
Yorkshire Red?
So it was nice and even, and then I went to do a final sanding on it, and the cherry is just that much softer than the maple. The maple was really hard on this one, and so if you feel it, you can feel where that sanded in a little bit. But otherwise, I don't think it's going to make a difference in find out.
All right, Cody Jones, Champaign, Urbana. So I've got this little hollow form This, I don't know for sure of the wood. I think it might be Buckeye, but if anyone knows, let me know. But it's got some blue colors. This was a scrap I got out of the landscape recycling place. There was a bigger chunk that I've already made a bigger piece, and I hollowed it out, but it's got some checking and cracking. I might redo some of it, you know, put in some like bow ties or stitches, you know, something. But this was just a scrap of that, but also has really good color figure, a few coats of poly on it, and pretty happy with it. So nice little shape. So there's that. And then for holiday thing, and Corey mentioned that I like proof of concept, so I have one of those. I've seen people do the like bigger trees like this, and you know, most of you guys have probably done this, or you know, it's pretty easy. You just have you know, boards and you just rotate them. But I've seen some big ones that people have done, and it would take like 20 minutes to set it up because you have to rotate each one to the right spot. So the proof of concept here was I wanted to do one, or see, I would like to do a bigger one, but I've got this one set up, so all you have to do is twist it, and it'll rotate into, you know, basically flat, so you can store it away for next year. And then, you know, to set it up, you just twist it back. I've got some, you know, cruddy little stops in there. Like I said, this is a proof of concept. Didn't take long to mock up. This was just with some scrap wood that I had. But I'd like to do it bigger with maybe some bearings inside, maybe some magnetic stops, or, you know, these stops are okay, but also we only have like half a rotation before it stops. But you can see on the back side, we've got like a hole in there, so that way each one can come and fold into the next one. But you could have that routed out all the way through and put that little notch on the other side, so you would get a full rotation before it stops. Just some ideas, but like I said, proof of concept, holiday themed. My mom had seen something like this and wanted it, and this was something I've been wanting to make for a while, so I was like, all right, time to mock that up. So, and I did turn the trunk of the tree, so it is technically, there is turning on there. That's what I got.
So, I went to Sam's house for a little meetup, and I made 2 little hummingbird houses. One made out of oak, I think, and the other was walnut. I made this thing, and then afterwards Sam just put the finish on it, and we used a little rotary bit, I think, to throw the inside and just force the rivets, and then just stuck the 2 halves together. So, yeah.
Good job, Logan.
Hello, I'm Jerry Rhoads from St. Joseph. It's a piece of purple leaf ash that we planted 3 times before we got it. Well, the 3rd time was its final planting, but our family knows it as the swing around tree. Where we put it in a slipping slide, the kids would go down a slipping slide and come back and water that tree all over the place and get some momentum to go down that slide. So I made all 4 of the kids a bow out of it. I had to cut it down in 2020 was when I cut it down. It was our last ash tree that died. But it provided great shade for our deck and den, or for our deck and, well, the den too, and our upstairs bedroom when it got full size. But the border got it. Oh, thank you.
Dave Rosenis. For a hollow form, I have a piece of sycamore with rattle can lacquer on it. I had this sea urchin shell laying around, so I thought I should do something with it. And it's still stinks because I just sprayed it this morning, so. And that's aniline dye on the shell. I got them at a garage sale, and then when I got them home, I looked at it, there was a bunch of little dots on them. I tried everything I could to get the dots off. That's why they're stained. I couldn't get the dots off, so I stained it and sprayed it with clear rattle can. That's it.
Lacquer or?
No, it was not lacquer, but just a rattle can
Yeah.
clear.
So I think on those, my shells, I usually use the triple thick clear poly or whatever it was. And it did real good.
It didn't say what it was, just clear on the can, so seems to work pretty good. So the girl at the hardware store recommended it. Seems like it's come out pretty good. Takes 25 minutes to fill.
What was the brand?
Sorry?
Brand? Manufacturer brand?
Ace Hardware.
Ace Hardware.
They have their own
Store brand.
They have their own brand?
Yeah.
Yep, they do.
All right, anybody else? Jim, I saw you sneak in there. Did you bring it in?
No,
No? All right. All right, so I've got all the raffle items here, or the raffle, but the
Got another piece
show and
of
tell.
wood. I don't know where you want it.
I'll just go ahead and sit on that table over there.
I forgot it. Keep going.
All right, show and tell items. First ticket is 371. Cody, help yourself right there on the table.
The wood is canary wood.
Which wood?
All the box, the flooring.
box wood is canary wood.
I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
Made a lot of pendants out of it.
All right, next one is 370. That's one of Dwight's that's finished up. See that? 368. Huh?
I'm sure of.
Thank you. You're welcome.
374. You said go the other way.
I knew what you were gonna get as soon as you stood up.
373. There you go, Jerry.
Is that the acid brushes?
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Sandpaper. 367.
What do we got?
What you got in there, John?
That's rolls of sandpaper.
Sandpaper.
We got 3 more things left here. All right. 366. The wig stand kit. That was a block made by Patrick. 369. And last one, 372.
Get everybody?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it should be many left. Something else up there.
All right, we'll go ahead and take a break for a little bit and get Jerry set up for his demonstration, and we'll get some, we got plenty of raffle stuff over there.
Here's a famous in Hollywood. It's got a
way back on the end of the lake. This big out here. This is sand use.
Oh, I thought I gave you one.
You just got it.
Listen, no, it's the red one. It's always the red one. I keep forgetting.
This has got your tool right up front, so you don't have to, got all of this in the back, and this is there, and guidance. There's no pushing, there's no, you know,
Take a moment to talk about my smock I got for $3 at a local thrift store. A Salt and Light in southeast Urbana, I think it was. $3, still had tags on it. It's a chef's coat, or chef's smock, whatever. But it was a nice buy, nice find. Okay, I start with a chunk of wood about 2 1/8 or so. I like to end up with 2 inches or 1 7/8. No less than 1 7/8 if I can. I put a tenon on it. Let's see what speed we got here. All the way down.
It should be on full speed.
Yeah, I checked that. I didn't know what the knob was on. And I'm making a pendant that I seen Theo Harumpu from Australia or New Zealand, someplace down here. He does a lot of the videos for Record Power, if anybody watches any of those. I do occasionally. But I saw him do this on the wood turning cruise. Start by squaring the end, which is probably pretty square, but and yeah, I don't think I need to stump. I don't know.
Stop the wave.
I didn't push the wrong thing.
Good safety habits.
Thank you, Patrick. Past member Patrick Curry made me a stump. It's kind of tall, but actually, I'll start by taking this down to about 2 inches. Now this top you can make flat or you can convex it a little bit, whatever. Shatter marks on it. And if I had brought some, I'd probably hit that with some 220, but it's all going to get textured, so it don't really matter. I've got a variety of texturing tools here I can use. Got some Wagner tools, decorating elf, and some other items here. Depends on what I decide I want to do with it. Turn speed down a little bit. Turn it down some more. Maybe about 800 with the Wagner tools. I want to get my leg. Push it in about center, straight in. For that decorating elf, usually I'll make a cove, but sometimes I won't. I'll just go with it. Just took off that other thing. I'm not too crazy about that either. Piece is kind of long for doing some of this stuff with. Sometimes it skids. Maybe I'll finish up with a little bit of chatter. That wasn't a shrill enough sound. Time for some glue. I use a bristle brush. I cut off pretty short. This has been cut off some since because it got worn wrong. And you can take off any fuzz that might be on there, or you can hit it with 600 grit or 400 grit paper and get it off. Just start using the knob and turn it all the way down. Then I apply some color. I do texture on the back, but I don't usually color the back. Theo wasn't doing anything with his. He hit it with a little bit of sandpaper and just left it unfinished on the back, but it kind of gives people an option of wearing something different, so with more color. But I'll apply some color. When you apply color, hold your pen down like this. And also, you could also highlight in between with a metallic marker or a black marker, or cut some plain lines in between with the skew, like so. I'm not going to. Now take a slim parting tool and put a hole in the middle, or a groove in the middle, red. I'll widen it a little bit by taking going back and forth a little bit. got electric brake, don't help trying to stop it. Usually at this time, but I can do it afterwards too. I drill a little hole for a screw eye. Then I'm probably going to take this chunk of wood out of here, so I'm going to put a little center mark in it. And when I put it back in, I'll bring my tailstock up in that center and help me get it truer than just throwing the chunk of wood in there. Can you find the metric wrenches in there? I forgot to bring my wrenches.
Black, gray, or red?
I don't remember.
That's it.
I don't know what I'm still doing. Eight. Past member Harold.
Mattis?
Yes, thank you. Slipped my name also. I don't need to take that. He donated us wrenches because of this. Because sometimes people didn't have one and somebody would have to go scrounge in their truck or someplace. Then I go to a slightly bigger jaw. If I use that small one here, I'd have to be really very careful, not because I would probably put little marks in it. Probably put 8 little marks in it or whatever. Which if you do, then take it out and rotate it a quarter and make that many more. And then it kind of looks like, oh, he meant to do that. Then I'll put this in from the other side. Oh, I could have gone smaller. That's plenty tight there for this. Turn backwards. But if you're texturing all this and you get a decent cut, you really don't need to sand it at all. I usually do sand the outside edges, but didn't bring that either. on some at least. Everybody knew that was coming, Jerry. A little bit high speed, but which can dry it up pretty quick, and then the wheel doesn't like to turn.
They landed on the handle anyway, Jerry.
Oh.
These like knurling tools you doing that with?
What's that?
Are those like knurl?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, they copied that off of metal knurling tools.
okay.
This is kind of a quick demo.
Just because you're so good.
What do they sell for, Jerry?
Call home and ask Diane, I don't remember. 20, 25, something there in that neighborhood. Then I take a wire and hook in that screw eye, step outside with a rattle can lacquer and spray it. Several coats, several minutes in between.
Satin?
No, I use gloss.
Gloss?
Yeah, I use gloss lacquer on a lot of things. I don't think I've used semi-gloss or satin for a long time. And this is one of the strings that Theo had. It's a hair tie, and Diane went online and finally found some hair ties that didn't have that half-inch metal piece or 3/8 inch metal piece connector in it. And she used different string than this, but this one was still hanging. So I brought it instead of going through all my wood turnings are put out away for the year. I think her hair ties, she got her a little bit bigger. Damn it. Okay, younger fingers, put this on for me. Started to call Logan up.
Are you trying to screw this on? Or?
No, I'm trying to stretch this around that.
Oh, stretch it around the van. Okay.
Yeah. There you got it. Thank you. I forgot how I was doing them. And then you have a pendant with a little hook on it. Any questions? You can use any kind of thing to make your chatters or whatever your markings on there with. You can do as few or a little as you want. You can leave a flat space between and then highlight that with a marker. Just a real small spot. Well, should we do another one or what? Didn't take long. You guys want another one?
Sure.
Alrighty. I don't know what time it is, but
Yeah, about 10 to 8.
10 till 8?
So I would like to see each tool up close before he applies them.
Okay. Oh, I put that hole in. Let's go with about 1,200. This is one of Sorby's spiraling tools. Comes with 3 cutters. I have 3 handles, so I got one of each cutter in them. The beveled side up, it's got a slightly taper there. Damn it. Get that. I can hold this on its side and make a different pattern. I don't know if I can this close in, but
Jerry, is that hard maple?
yes, it is. Hard maple and cherry is what I mostly use, but any wood will work. This elf tool, you gotta put a drop of oil in there once in a while. That did get pretty warm. Maybe that's too fast. This was the Wagner tool, or did you see it close enough, Jim? Or? Speed up for applying the color. Sometimes on the flat spots you gotta go a little slower. I can do it afterwards, but I was going to do it first. Thank you, Sam. It's amazing how small you can get maple before it get wobbly and snap off on you. Of course, you don't apply very much pressure to cut that off. You can skew it off if you wanted to lose more wood. used to, where the tools are. We're done. You get different designs with the elf by holding it up or level or down or whatever.
How long does that little bit last you?
Since I bought the tool 10, 15 years ago. Now, 1/8 razor router bits also will fit in here, 1/8 inch router bits. Which the square one that I've got was from a router bit because I lost it down in the bucket someplace. It comes with 3, an oval one and a flat one and the round one. Thank you, Jim. I didn't know you were that much younger than me.
Oh, yeah.
What?
How old do you think I am?
73.
Oh, I'm 80.
Are you? I'm 70. I don't know, see? You look good, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, maybe.
So you just get creative with your design as you go?
Yeah, just whatever you think about.
So how predictable is the design to you after you've used the tool a couple of times? Do you know what to expect?
You know what you're going to get by what elevation you're holding the cutting part of it at. And
Jerry, are the markers you have special markers?
no.
Look like regular Sharpies.
Sharpies.
Well, I find that when I use Sharpies, if you go too fast, they dry up or they get too hot or something.
Well, go slower.
You don't have any problem with yours?
No, they wear out, but I also use Tombow as well as Prismacolor. But mostly for stuff like this, I use these.
Okay.
Have you ever used Prismacolor pencils?
I've not used colored pencils. I've used crayons on stuff in the past.
How's that last? Does it last all right?
If you spray it with something.
Oh, okay.
If it don't dissolve the wax from the crayon too much. But,
Well, yeah, if you use lacquer, won't that dissolve the crayon?
well, then use some spray. Then use some clear spray.
Or you'll have to use that polyacrylic on it.
Yeah, or whatever. Polyurethane. I mostly use spray varnishes rather than the acrylic, but I still don't believe that the water-based stuff doesn't look white. Some people make it look clear, but to me it looks foggy. And there's different grades of that stuff, but I don't know. I just, whatever. Some of it might be acrylic, I don't know. Have to check now, Crowbar. Time. You have a question?
That's pill time. I'm sorry.
Any questions, anybody? Yes, Matt. Logan.
I have a question, but it's not on this, it's something
Okay.
else.
Well,
Am I?
I might have an answer. I've been faking my way
Have
through
you
this.
had any, I want to try bleaching some wood.
I haven't tried that, getting the wood bleach and trying it.
Anybody do that here?
Not for a lot of years.
I make ebonizing solutions, but I haven't got into bleaching.
You dab it on. I don't know how to work for blades work. I was doing very flat wood. And if you had a dark wood, you would dab it in spots and just make the spots.
Did it lighten it up then?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'll make a difference.
My intention was on some of that. I got an idea where I want to contrast. I don't know how much holly is now, but I just need a small piece of white wood. And I was thinking about bleaching it to have it go against a piece of black.
If you can find some elder that doesn't have
Any what?
elder, box elder that doesn't have
The red in it.
It's really, it is really white, I've used it.
Oh, okay.
So American linden is really white.
Yeah.
Sometimes Bradford Parrot is really white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I need it yesterday. It's not like, you know. So, all right. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you very much. Any pieces back?
I think they've all wandered off.
Have they?
They're somewhere out here.
Oh, there they are on the end of the table. Oh, there's black and silver one I did earlier today.